Okay, so hey, hi guys, hello and welcome to my lecture 21. And this is going to be a very, very important lecture, guys. So, on to this particular lecture, what we are going to do, we are going to do full automation of our entire chef architecture, whatever we have learned, whatever we have seen, what are cookbooks, what are recipes, what is a workstation, what is a chef server, what are nodes, how they are going to connect with the chef server, and how workstation is going to get connected with the chef server. So everything what I have written it over here, we are going to do it a total hands-on. It's gonna be a little bit of a long, or maybe you can say a lengthy lecture, but it's going to be very fast. I'll be doing it very fast and I'll be going very quickly. I'll cover all the basic concepts. So those who have not done the lab part, of those who have not practiced my previous sessions, like how to connect your chef workstation to the chef server, and then there was another lecture in which we connected the notes to the chef server. Onto this particular lecture, we will be uploading our cookbooks from our workstation to the chef server, and now we would be trying to analyze this particular architecture, and we would be expecting that this time we do not call this chef client manually. Everything should get automated by its own. So what we are going to do, we'll be creating a workstation, or or rather I would like to say that I'm going to download the workstation onto one of my EC2 instances, and then after that I'll connect it with the chef server. Then I'll create another EC2 instance, that is my node machine, and I will connect it with the chef server again. I'll write some recipes over here in front of you guys. I'll upload it. When I upload it, then automatically this is going to pull all the code that has been written over here. So it's very easy. We'll write code, we'll upload it, and after uploading, automatically chef client is gonna take the code from over here and install it over here, right? So this is it, guys. Uh, so in order to proceed ahead, I hope you guys at this point of time do have the basic idea of how to create your Linux machine and all onto AWS. I have already showed it you guys previously. So it's going to be a very important and very exciting lecture. Whatever the theory that we learned, or whatever the labs we did, because normally I do not lay emphasis on theory part. So whatever the labs we have done, this is going to be a sum total of each and everything. So onto this particular lecture, if you follow it very closely, you will be able to understand each and every concept that we have already discussed in our previous 2 to 3 to 4 lectures, right? So guys, without wasting time, let's get hands on, right? So here I am onto my AWS Management Console. I do not have any instances running as of now. So what is my very first thing? And the best part would be like, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do with my own stuff that I've created. So those who might be getting confused, or might be deceptive of this particular idea, that by seeing each and everything will we be able to do each and everything, yes, you guys would be able to do, because I am myself going to do it in front of you with the help of whatever I have written, or whatever the effort that I've laid on to creating this particular lecture. So I'll be using my stuff only, right? So that you guys can also follow the same thing, and you guys also are able to implement this chef architecture on your own. I know it will require a little bit of practice, but it's gonna be easy. So nobody needs to think anything about how tough or how difficult. It's going to be really, really easy, and I'll show you. I'll go step by step, right? So in order to implement this particular architecture, you need to have your workstation. Then you need to connect it chef. Again, I'm reiterating, after that you need to have your node machine, you need to connect it. After that, you will write something over here, you will upload it, and once you upload it, it will automatically pull it. So this was all idea of chef architecture, on the principle on which it is based on, right? So let's get started very, very quickly. So first, I'm going to create my EC2 instance. I'm going to launch it, select, configure, and I will make it in availability zone, let's say 1A, for example. Add the storage, add tags. I would name it my workstation for chef, let's say. Select an existing security group, no need to create it, and simply go ahead and launch it. I'll use 27 key pair. I'm using my existing key pair so as to, you know, save some of the time, right? So guys, what I have done as of now, I've created my EC2 machine, and I'm going to follow this particular thing. I'm going to install workstation onto it very quickly. So I'm just waiting for it to get up and running. So for getting access to your this particular machine, I've already told you guys we do it with the help of rputty. So this is my workstation. It is in running state now. I click it over here. This is the IP. Copy it. Go here. Go to putty. Paste it. SSH auth. Browse it. Your ppk file. Open it. Accept it. I like to change the font just for me. It's not mandatory. I'll this time make it 14. Consoles. Okay. Apply. That is it. This is 14. EC2 hyphen user, right? Sudo su. I'll update it. Yum update hyphen y. It is, I think, updated. And after that, I'll quickly go and copy the link. And it's gonna be very exciting, this particular lecture. My chef file got downloaded onto my workstation. I'll do ls over here. It is here in my present working directory. I need to install it. So yum install chef, just hyphen tab it, enter. Yes. So it is taking a bit time today. I don't know why. So let it get completed. So currently my Chef Workstation 20.7.96 is getting installed onto my EC2 machine. I think it has got installed successfully. Chef-V, check the Chef version in order to make sure that Chef got installed. So it is installed onto your particular workstation, right? So, and then there was one thing that you needed to install, yum install tree. That is it. So we have downloaded workstation, we installed it onto our EC2 machine, and this was the first thing that was required, right? And after that, you need to connect it to the chef server. So there was a workstation, and then that needs to get connected to the chef server. In order to connect it, these were the steps that we have already done onto this particular lecture 19. So I've already created an account in on manage.chef.io. My email verification was successful. I downloaded the starter kit onto my desktop. Let me show you. This is the starter kit. I downloaded it, and after extracting it, I got this chef starter kind of stuff over there, right? And then you need to transfer your chef repo to your EC2 instance. And once you do this, your workstation would get connected to the chef server. So let's quickly do that. Open your WinSCP. So it is asking me the host name. So in order to enter the host name, uh, you need to click the DNS over here. You need to copy it, paste it over here, type EC2-user user, go to advanced, go to authentication, browse it, private key, okay, login, yes. So guys, now I'm back uh, to my WinSCP, and now we needed to transfer our chef repo to our EC2 instance. That was it. So where is our chef repo? Go to your chef starter. This is our chef repo. Transfer it to your current working directory, that is home EC2 user, right? So just drag and drop it. So I've transferred my chef repo over here. You need to verify it. Please verify it. ls, it is over here. Bang on. Everything is working fine till now, right? So just go inside and you can check that chef, and then you can do ls. If you do ls hyphen a, There is a .chef file. Just navigate it and see. There should be a URL over here. So ls, just you need to just open this file configuration.ruby. So cat config.rb. You can see the chef server URL, which simply says in one way or the other that now I am able, or I have simply made my connection to the chef server. So do you want to verify? Yes, we definitely want to verify it. So guys, as you can see that learn free 21 was there, and then my connection has got established over here. How to configure it, I have already shown you guys, so I'm not going into details, because now if I go into that level of detail, I would be doing my lecture 19, 20, 21, and it will take 1.5 hours. So I'm not going into that. So now, since this thing, my EC2 machine is also showing that this particular server URL contains learn free 21. This was my username that created all the organization. So now my organization is connected on the chef server, and it is showing onto my EC2 machine as well, right? So till here we have done one thing. What we have done, we created our chef workstation, and we have connected our chef workstation to the chef server, because on to the chef server now we can see that this is the chef workstation kind of stuff. You can assume as of now, right? So this part has been done successfully. Let's get back to the next. And yes, if you wanted to verify that it got connected or not, you can also run this particular command like knife ssl check, and it will say something like API verified kind of stuff would appear. So it got connected. So now it got connected successfully, right? So learn free 21 is over here. So first thing got done again, and now we are going to do another thing. Now what we are going to do is that, guys, we are simply going to create a node machine. That is it. And but sorry, but in order to, guys, uh, before you guys create your node machine, you need to write some recipes over here. So you do ls in your chef repo. I told you guys already in my previous lecture. Now there is no concept of creating your directory like your create make directory cookbooks over here. Now you do not need to create, because chef repository has already been placed onto your this ec2 folder. So just go inside, and that already contains inbuilt cookbooks kind of stuff, right? So you do that. See, there is a directory named as cookbook. You just navigate it. So no, so now you do not need to create that particular stuff. Okay. So now you can create your uh, recipe over here. You can generate your cookbook over here. So I'm quickly going to create it within a couple of minutes, right? So chef generate cookbook. Let's say Apache cookbook. I hope I'm entering the correct syntax. Yes, it was correct. Right? So my cookbook got created. Do ls Apache cookbook got created. And I told you that if you want to write recipe, you need to go inside that particular cookbook, right? So just go into that particular cookbook, and now chef generate recipe. Let's say Apache recipe. Since Apache cookbook, so it will contain Apache recipe. Okay, so my recipe also got created, and now we need to write some code onto our recipe, right? So we always used to write our code outside this particular cookbook, right? This means Apache cookbook. We do not write our code over onto this particular location. Like, you need to, only for creating your recipe, you enter inside your cookbook, and in order to write the code onto that particular recipe, you need to get out of that cookbook. I hope not I hope I have already told you guys this particular concept earlier, right? So this would be a hands-on lab, and now I'm going to write some code over there. So vi cookbooks slash Apache cookbooks. Oh, sorry, I'm inside it. Really sorry. So now whatever code you are going to write, you need to write onto the chef repo only. So vi cookbooks, Apache cookbook. There is a folder named as recipe, and what we created Apache recipe.rb, right? Enter it, hit insert, come over here, make it a server. So what is the command to make it a server? It's nothing. We are going to install, httpd Apache package, and then I'm going to write some particular code that will come to my lecture. Hope it helps. And then I'm going to start the Apache. That is it. I'll quickly copy it. Sorry. I'll copy it. I'll paste it over here. Let's say right workstation, right? Escape colon WQ, you just get out of this particular thing. Write the tree command. If you go inside your Apache cookbook, so onto this particular cookbook, there is a recipe that you can see that already got created, and we have already written code over there. So now our first part has been done successfully. So what we did first here, we downloaded a Chef Workstation file onto our EC2 machine. We installed Chef Workstation onto it, and we connected it with the help of knife SSL check, that kind of command over here. We transferred our chef repo, and once we checked this particular command, everything got connected to the chef server, and it was showing there as well, right? And now we are going to do the second thing, that now we are going to connect our nodes to the chef server, and then we will write some code and we'll push it, and automatically the code will run on node. So how it is going to do, just focus it over here. So for this, we are now going to create another EC2 machine, and we will put its file in the chef repo folder of the workstation. I've already shown you guys, but again I have to do, because my all my EC2 instances were also, deleted or terminated. And this lecture you need to understand in one go. Otherwise, you will always get confused every time, because it may happen. It may happen, right? So I'll quickly go to my EC2 instance. I'll create another machine onto AP South 1A, right? I'm going to launch instance. Add your storage, add your tag, give it a meaningful name. Let's say this is node machine 1 security group, chef security group, preview and launch. Quickly launch it, and get over to the particular area. Hit refresh. So once your another node machine or your EC2 instance is getting ready, once it gets ready, we are going to do some another set of operations. Like that, we are going to put its .pem key into the chef repo. So this .pem key, so this is the .pem key of the node machine which I got created over here. So that gets generated, but I used my initial, so this is why I have not generated in front of you guys. But you need to transfer this as well to the chef repo. So just again open your workstation. I hope I had it earlier opened that, right? Yeah. Go to your desktop. Just transfer this file, sorry, to the chef repo. So I've transferred the file to the chef repo. Again, this part has also been done successfully. I've created my EC2 machine and I've transferred the .pem file of this machine onto the chef repo folder of my workstation, right? So you can check it onto your workstation whether it got transferred or not. It got transferred, right? Node Keeper 2. So we'll just quickly try to log in with another EC2 instance that we created right now, where it is. So here it is. Sorry, my system is a little bit slow today. I don't know why. Do sorry. Copy it. Go to the putty. Control V, SSH, and then auth. Browse. Node first. OK. Accept. Change some of the basic settings. Let's say appearance change. This time it's 16. Consoles. OK. So this is my node machine, guys, right? This is my workstation 34198. This is my node machine 152217. So you can just see the IPs being getting displayed over here, right? Okay, so this part has been done. So once your node machine got created successfully, you need to connect that node machine also to the chef workstation, right? So for that, whatever code we write, we always write it onto our workstation. So we will connecting this node machine with our chef server. So in order to do that, we will quickly write some code inside our chef repo. I have already marked it, highlighted it in red. So I'll write some code. Let's say Control L, knife bootstrap. I told you what bootstrap was all about. Copy the private IP of your node machine. Where is my node machine? And my node machine is over here. This is node machine 1. So that was my node machine. Where is the private IP? This is the private IP. I have copied it. I've pasted it over here. And after that hyphen SSH hyphen user. Allow me to copy it. Hyphen SSH hyphen user EC2 hyphen user space sudo hyphen I and the key pair name, that is .pem by hyphen node. After this you can specify any name, right? So let's say my best node machine, any name you can give, right? With the help of bootstrapping, we are trying to connect our node. I think I wrote something wrong. Nice bootstrap. This is a private IP. Yes, so I have missed one hyphen over here. Hyphen SSH user and then EC2 user. It's sudo. Should be working fine now. I want to connect it using SSH. No, now my node machine that have created right now is getting connected to my chef server, and chef client is also getting installed on it. And guys, this is the second part that we are trying to do, right? Knife node list. You can check that whether your node got successfully attached to your chef server or not. So the name is my best node machine. You can check it onto the chef server. Go over here and check it, right? So this is my administration. Go to your nodes and now it is also showing, first it is showing that I have connected my chef workstation to the chef server. This is the server, and I have also connected my node machine to the chef server as well. Now comes the tricky part and the very important, the most easiest part. We will be writing something and we'll be uploading onto the chef server, and guys, you will see that automatically something will happen over here automatically. I'm not going to even touch this particular machine after some time, right? So come to the most exciting part of this particular lecture. We are going to upload our cookbook onto the onto the chef server. Make sure that you are inside the chef repo. This is very important because I have seen guys, and not I should not say it to others, I have made this mistake a number of times, even with myself. I am writing code somewhere else in some other directory and I'm in totally different zone because I simply got confused, right? So make sure that you are inside your chef repo if you want to write anything, any code, right? So come back to your chef workstation. So this is my node, or what? Yeah, this is my node that I created it. It's 33206, and this is my workstation because I'm inside my chef repo. See how confusing it becomes at sometimes, right? So okay, so now we are going to upload our cookbook finally to the chef server, right? So where what is our cookbook? First, what was the name of a cookbook? I need to see that. Apache cookbook, right? Dot dot knife cookbook upload Apache cookbook, and it will get uploaded successfully, right? It should get, it is uploading, and yeah, uploaded one cookbook. Great. We can check it over here whether our cookbook got updated or not. I don't know where it is showing. Yeah, it sometimes shows onto the policy. Yeah, my cookbook has got uploaded as well onto the chef server. So now some magic should start happening at this point of time, because now we have done mostly all the part. We have nearly all the part, that we created our chef workstation, we created our node, we connected it to server, we can connected workstation to self server, we wrote some recipe, we uploaded it as well. And now what is our expectation? Our expectation is that chef client should first check this code is onto this machine. If not, it will come and pull it by its own, right? So let's see how that happens. It's the last step. So if you want that thing to happen automatically, you need to do these particular steps. So you need to simply specify the recipe, or you need to implement that cookbook on the node, right? So onto that particular node, which cookbook it should pick, or which recipe of which cookbook it should pick, you need to attach it. You can simply understand, right? So go to your chef workstation, go to your chef repo, and simply add this particular command, right? What is this particular command? We are trying to specify in the run list of the node that uh, this cookbook contains this particular recipe, and just try to put it into the run list, right? Run list will specify the order in which the code is going to run, right? Your recipes are going to run. So that is it. So Apache cookbook got uploaded successfully. Okay. Knife node run underscore list. What was the name of my node? I just forgot again. So the name of my node was in the node section, my best node machine. Run list, set my best node machine, space, do this, and then recipe, and then you need to write something. You have to define your name of cookbook, that is Apache cookbook, and the name of your recipe, that is Apache recipe, right? And hit enter. So guys, this is just a one-time effort that you need to do on your node machines, right? Next time when you upload anything, it will just pick it automatically. So firstly, you need to specify. I think I have written something wrong again. Knife node run list set. My was node machine. Yeah, I got it, guys. See what the hell I've done. Stupidity, sheer stupidity, right? Now it should run in a proper manner. So guys, it will also come by practice. So now what is happening over here? It gives some output like my best node machine, and onto that run list of this machine, this recipe has been added. So if you do anything now onto this particular recipe at this point of time, you do anything, you try to do anything, it will simply get executed on its own, right? And so how to do that? First you need to run this particular command, knife node, show my best node machine. That is the name of your node machine. Yeah, so it got added. If you want to check it from the terminal, you can use that particular command. And but we have already checked it via the chef server, right? Okay. So the final step that you needed to do so that everything gets automated. Currently, first you need to upload it, and then the second step is like you need to attach that recipe onto the run list, because let's say I'll try to make you guys understand what is going on over here. I uploaded something onto I uploaded one recipe of how to create, a mango shake onto a chef server, right? But how would another person know? And let's say there are mango recipe, there is vanilla shake recipe, there is chocolate recipe. So how your node server is going to run which recipe? So in order to make your node machine understand which recipe it's gonna run, you need to set it onto the run list, onto this particular command. If you specify it in the running list of your node machine, it will simply understand that if any updation is getting performed onto my run list, I'll update myself, right? But let's say things which are not onto my run list, what the hell I'm going to do with that in order to update it, right? So you need to specify all those recipes. So till now we have specified, we have uploaded it, and we have made sure that, hey, Mr. Node Machine, this has been specified onto your run list, so keep an eye on it, right? Now comes the work of your the final step onto this particular lecture. uh, we have already created our EC2 machine, so no need to create. But if you wanted to do this lecture separately, you had to create that. So just go to this particular location of your created machine. Now, what you are going to do? Only one thing you are going to do. You are going to specify the schedule. Like I am the node machine, so you need to specify, or you need to give me a directory so that I can feed it in my mind. And every time when something happens, I am going to keep checking it, like today, tomorrow, right? So you can just program me just like a robot. So I'm just going to program it like a robot over here. So in order to program it, or to give it a scheduling or a cron job, let's say navigate to this particular location, /etc/cron tab. Okay, hit enter, insert, and now you need to specify something, right? 5 times you need to specify asterisk, asterisk, space, asterisk, space, asterisk. Your username would be the root. And what command you want it to be executed? Chef client. And why chef client? Why? So here is the thing that we have been discussing from the day one, that the chef client will come and check its own machine. If the things are not present in their own machine, it's gonna come back over here to the chef server, and it's going to pull that particular code, right? I hope now everything has really made some sense at this point of time, right? So now it will do some sort of automation. So now I'm doing exit, escape, WQ, that is it. I have given this machine schedule that now every day, every time, 24/7, you are going to look onto my chef server. If something gets updated, guy, you need to pull it, and it will pull it on its own, right? So just go over here, your EC2 machine, go to your node machine, sorry, instances, go to your node machine, copy the public IP, and just check what is happening over here, right? So whatever I wrote over there, it it happened automatically, guys, right? So this is the core automation over here. So everything has got happened. So let me reiterate you guys, this was my node machine. Come over here, copy the public IP. When we were creating it, this particular thing, this particular node, we connected it to the chef server, right? And we uploaded a cookbook, and that cookbook got installed successfully onto it by the chef client, and now it has started acting as like a web server, right? So I wrote a code over there like, welcome to my lecture, hope it helps everyone, or workstation, right? So now it has made sense. So whatever we did, it got automated. Now just look at one more thing. You'll like it, because that needs to be told you guys. Go back to your chef repo workstation and modify the content and save, and again upload it, right? So this time you'll see the real automation. This time it happened because I just connected it, I added into the run list, and then it checked within this particular time frame that there is some updated code, it installed it. So you guys were not able to see exactly what happened, but now it will make sense. So guys, till now we have entirely automated the entire architecture of chef, right? This was our all our hard effort that we have done, and the result was successful, because it happened automatically over here. If I see the private IP, public IP, it automatically pulled this code. I never wrote any code onto the node, right? I only did one thing onto my node, is that I went over here and I said that, hey dude, you need to look onto the chef server every time. That is it. So now come back to your workstation, right? Chef repo, open your vi command, where it is, right? Just update it. This is my Apache recipe, right? I'm now gonna update it. I'm going to update some of my content. Let's say insert. I'm going to update something. Hope it helps everyone. Just for free, we have automated. Yes, I'm happy. Colon WQ. That is it. Now knife. There is a command to upload it. Knife upload cookbook. Cookbook name. Knife upload cookbook. What was the name of the cookbook? It's Apache cookbook, and that is it. And once it gets uploaded, immediately go ahead and just check. Automation should have been done. So at after some specified period of time, it's gonna happen for sure. Let's say after 1 minute or 30 sec, not 30 seconds. After 1 minute, the effect would take, and it will happen by itself. I've never even touched this terminal of the node, right? As you guys have seen that I just created it, I just elevated my privileges and updated it. That is it, and I did this particular thing. So after 1 minute, it will get updated. Let's wait for that. So guys, this was all about this particular lecture, in which we have fully automated our entire chef architecture. We have uploaded cookbooks. We have learned how to upload it, and that is very, very easy. Let's wait. In the meantime, I'm just pausing my lecture. So guys, I think I was running something wrong. So I just uploaded my cookbook again, and let's see what is appearing onto my workstation. So for that, you need to go to your node machine, copy the public IP, and copy paste it over here. Yeah, so within that particular 5 to 10 seconds when I stop the video, this happened actually automatically, right? So guys, this was all about this particular thing. So the issue that was appearing, why it was happening, because I was just writing some wrong commands over here. I In my this lecture I have written knife cookbook upload Apache cookbook, and this is what wrong I was doing, because it took some time to me as well, because I was just scrolling down onto my recipes. What happened? If there is something wrong, I executed chef client -zr command, but the main culprit was this particular thing. So the knife cookbook, and then you need to write upload. So guys, please make sure these are very very small thing. It wasted my 10 minutes of crucial important time, and ideally it should not waste your time. So these are very very small thing. It happened to me because I just got confused while giving lecture. So the exact command in order to upload any cookbook to the chef server is knife cookbook upload. So again, if you want to see guys, uh, I know I'll show you guys again, right? I'm going to edit my Apache recipe over here, right? This recipe Apache. So yeah, so as I told you guys, that I started creating my own recipe and I went ahead way too long, which was not even required. So I'm going to update my Apache recipe as of now. I'll put insert. I'll go over here and hi, welcome to my lecture. Hope it helps everyone just for free and we have automated. Yippee. And hi, we have automated everything as of now, right? So I'll just do escape colon wq, hit enter, and we'll simply upload this particular cookbook, knife knife cookbook upload Apache cookbook. I'm hitting enter. It will get updated or uploaded. Once it gets uploaded, you need to just verify onto this particular thing. The text would be updated after some time when it will run, right? So I'm just pausing it for a sec. So guys, here it is. It has, after 1 minute it has simply changed. The content has already been changed. Now it shows, hi, we have automated everything, welcome to my lecture. It was helps everyone, we have found this thing. So this was all about guys, for this particular lecture. I hope you guys have liked and enjoyed. So thank you for your patience and thank you for your time. And this is how it will work. I have already shared you guys everything, and you need to remember the very small things that take into consideration. You need to write the correct commands. This was your workstation. We uploaded our cookbooks to this chef server, and this time whenever whatever updation we are doing, it is getting automatically pulled on by the chef client. You just need to do one thing, is that only you need to specify the run list, that this thing needs to be included onto your eye, or for a node machine to look after it. And when anything happens onto this particular recipe, it simply pulls it successfully, right? And we have verified how it is getting pulled. See, um, since we made it a particular web server, so within a couple of minutes, that cron job turns on, and that chef client goes first. It asks its OI that, do you have the latest configuration? If it does not have, then it goes to the chef server and pulls it. So this was all about the architecture. It was a very important uh, session, although it has taken a little bit of time just because of this particular line. I I wrote something and it happened something. So apologies for that particular thing. I really apologize. But I hope you guys have enjoyed and liked my lecture. Please let me know if you are not able to understand anything. I'll make a separate video onto that stuff as well. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time and thank you for your patience. Thanks a lot.